Hello, hello. Welcome back to episode 2 of Seduce Me The Otome. If you guys haven't watched last week's episode, I'd suggest you did. We got some good things going on. Did I accidentally hit the wrong thing? Yes, I did. I meant to hit load. Lying on the floor was a group of men. They were all unconscious, but there was no explanation as to why they were in the first place. I dropped my bags as I let the door close on its own behind me. So if you need a recap, if you haven't watched the last video, or if you just don't want to, we are a 18-year-old girl, and we just inherited this mansion from our dead grandfather. Huh? Who the heck are these guys? Why are they here? What's going on? Some of them had open wounds. Blood was staining the floor and the scent was intermingled with the air. I couldn't help but feel bad for them instinctively, but nevertheless I was shocked and a bit angry at the sudden intrusion. My mind suddenly went from caring and concern to confused and demanding answers. Who are you guys? No response. I'll call the police. Still nothing. None of them seemed to be awake to answer or respond to me. It seemed surreal to have random strangers in the house I just moved into, but I wanted answers quickly. That was until... Eep! Get away from me.
Woman, you're going to let me kiss you.
No! Wait. The first statement out of this man's mouth. I couldn't believe it myself, but within a mere blink of an eye, one of the men went from lying on the floor to being right in front of my face. What was even more odd the fact that I felt serene and calm about it. Slowly, a desire burned from my chest, telling me to accept his kiss, even when my mind vehemently refused. Who is this man? Why is he asking to kiss us? Go ahead.
Good.
Home Slice kissed us. I don't know how to feel about this. As he kissed me, I could feel my body go weak. I didn't know why, but the kiss was draining me of energy, and yet it was so good it made my heart sing.
Sam, stop it.
Hmm?
The person kissing me, Sam was his name, glanced behind me.
I said stop.
When you get
Now.
a chance, can you talk?
These voices, mid. These voices.
Fine.
Finally, he pulled back, and I was left standing there in a daze. I like this one. Sam kinda, What? Huh? Couldn't tell what was going on. My mind was completely enraptured by the kiss in my thoughts that melted into the depths of my forgotten memories.
Please forgive my brother. He's a bit reckless.
I like his voice already.
At least I feel a hell of a lot better than you right now.
Because you used your abilities on her.
Sam,
I
you're
like
such
him
a
too.
reckless brute. Taking advantage of a beautiful young woman like her.
Shut that pretty little mouth of yours before I rip it off your pretty boy face.
Thank you.
Jeez, you guys. Can we not fight right now?
This feels like
Not
Oran
all of
High
us are in
Host
the best
Club.
state.
I'm gonna be honest.
I guess you are right, Matthew.
I agree.
I still like these ones. Maybe that one. However, as the men got up and started to chat freely, my thoughts began to reassemble, and I remembered my confusion and anger once again, only now multiplied tenfold. Oh,
Huh? Did you say something beautiful?
Ayo! And I exploded. What is going on? What the hell are you doing here in my house? Why are you all wounded? Why did you kiss me? Who are you guys? I couldn't help but exploding. But after being taken advantage of and being left in a mush state, my words escaped without filter. I definitely scared the men around me, even the man who kissed me. Wait a second, the guy who kissed me.
Ouch! What's your problem?
What's your problem? You can't go around forcing people to kiss you like that. Are you some kind of pervert?
Pervert! It was just a kiss!
It was only a kiss. It might mean nothing to you, but it means a lot to me.
What? Was it your first kiss? Ow! Hey! What was that for?
I know first kisses aren't exactly amazing and full of sparkles or something out of a fairy tale, but at least expect it to be more than just something forced.
So it was your first kiss. Stop making such a big deal out of it.
Are you asking to get punched again?
Well, what do you want me to do? It's not like I can somehow take it back.
You should at least apologize. That would suffice.
Why do I always look like the bad guy? Apologies aren't...
You are the bad guy, homeboy.
But I'll try my best. Okay, fine. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for kissing you like that. I went too far.
Aye. Sam is redeeming himself. He sighed and ran his fingers through his hair.
I didn't mean for it to turn out that way. It's just... I act on impulse, okay? It's difficult to control myself and... What am I saying?
It's okay. I get what you're trying to say. Thank you for the apology.
Yeah, no problem.
What was that little heart thing? Anyway, if you try to pull any funny business in the future, just a fair warning. I know Taekwondo. I think I've bickered enough. Time to go back to the main issue. So what exactly are all of you doing in my house?
Miss, please forgive us in our intrusion. We didn't know this abode belonged to anyone, nor did we have the time to take that into consideration.
What? What do you mean? You don't just barge into people's homes.
We wouldn't have had to if we weren't as wounded as we are currently. We just escaped from a deadly fight that could have ended our lives.
I like his voice so much.
Luckily for us, your home was near and the windows were unlocked, so we quickly came inside.
The last time I remembered, there were laws preventing strangers from stepping on private property, although considering the severity of their wounds, it had to be serious. I guess that explains the wounds, but not why he kissed me. He had absolutely no right to do that.
Well, lovely flustered lady, it's hard to explain, truly. We're not exactly normal.
Not normal? What are you guys, demons or something? I asked, almost jokingly, but the boy seemed to take my question differently.
Well, yeah, actually, something like that.
I love the voicing in this. Eh?
We're incubi, miss. Demons who consume and use sexual energy of humans to survive.
Yo! That's what this game's turning into. Pookies. Y'all better stay for the series. I'm still with these two homeboys. I like these ones. Sam's working on it. Incubi, the fabled demons that exist to haunt humans and make them sex-crazed monsters, the mythical beings that could look at anyone just to get into your pants, the imaginary monsters you only saw in movies or on TV.
Hello? Did you hear him?
Sam's like, eh.
We're telling the truth.
Do you think she's still processing it?
Yes. And she'll understand right about...
Right. It's fun. It was funny while it lasted, but it's time to cut the joke short. Incubuses don't exist. There was no way they existed. That would be practically impossible.
Ahem. Incubi is the correct plural form. And yes, we do exist.
Prove it. As soon as the words left my mouth, I instantly regretted. Oh no, our Pookie Suki right here. She done fucked up. Asking 5 bid.
Very well. Eric, go ahead.
Which one's Eric? I'm scared. Oh, it's him! It's him!
Very well. My sweet, you're so tempting with such non-belief. Let me ease your mind with a tender kiss. I promise. You'll enjoy every minute.
Why his face
And
look?
maybe you'll even want more.
Why his face look like that? Once again, I was lost in a pool of calm and serenity. Staring into Eric's eyes, I felt waves of heat course through my chest and onto my face, painting my cheeks red in their wake. I couldn't help but nod and agree to his offer. Yeah, okay. With another kiss, my heart began to flutter once again in my chest. My mind went spinning into a heated, passion-filled pleasure, yet I could feel my body draining of energy as he kissed me.
All right, that's enough.
Aw, very well.
As he pulled away, I was left in a mental mush pool. I felt weak in the knees, despite my will demanding me to stand straight in front of the boys before me. The world around me began to spin as I tried to speak. I think I'm going to.
What are our manners? I'm James.
Oh,
And
his
these are
name's
my brothers,
James!
Sam, Eric, Matthew, and Damien.
Miss, are you okay?
No, I'm not okay. Y'all drained my your powers twice. I'm gonna pass out.
She fainted.
I couldn't believe it. Incubi, real. It all spun around in my head until I saw only black. Floating in the darkness, my mind kept replaying the scene over and over again, reminding my body of the touch of the incubus's lips against mine. However, I began to feel the smooth silk around me, and my eyelids unwillingly opened. Where? I woke to find myself in an unfamiliar place. Where was Mom? Dad? I was pretty sure this wasn't my room. Oh wait, I lived at my grandfather's house now. Of course it would be unfamiliar. I rubbed my eyes and surveyed my surroundings. I was still in the clothes that I arrived at the house in, but I was laying in a silk-covered bed. I remember coming in the afternoons. Why was it nighttime already? Suppressing a yawn, I stretched my arms. Maybe I should order some food for delivery. I was feeling pretty hungry. I was about to sit up, but I suddenly realized I wasn't alone.
You're awake.
Oh, so this is Damien. Huh? Gah. Since when was he standing there? And who the heck was he? A guy in my bedroom, did we? There's no way. Sorry, I think I was saying my old thoughts aloud. Why was I apologizing? To a stranger who only said 2 words since I woke up? Wait, he looked eerily familiar. Then it all came back to me. Incubus. He was an incubus. He and his brothers came here for refuge, and 2 of them kissed me, then I fainted. And that's how things came to this. Oh. He was leaning against the far wall looking at me. My heart began to race as I thought of the endless list of possibilities this situation brought me. I hated the thought of being under an incubus's power, especially in a bedroom. Be calm. I took a deep breath. I was sure that if any of them wanted to take advantage of me, they would have already. Yeah, I'm awake now.
That's good.
What is the little heart thing? I want to know. I saw a small form of a smile on his face, which made me blush a bit. Why, though? One thing still concerned me, though.
I'm not going to use my powers on you.
Huh? How?
I can read minds. It's an ability I was born with. Each of us has a different ability, outside of our usual mind-altering powers.
Ayo. Great, even more surprises. I grew up more worried about the situation as I was in. I see. How long have I been asleep?
For a few hours. It's already gotten quite dark outside.
Well, where are the others?
My brothers are downstairs, cleaning up the blood from the lobby floor. And making you dinner as an apology.
Yeah, the better. Oh, okay. That's unexpectedly sweet.
Oh, it's the least we can do after invading your home and 2 of us using our powers on you.
You've got a point. Right, I'd forgotten about it. It still irked me that they practically taken advantage of me at that point. Even if they were demons, it was still pretty rude to demonstrate their powers by kissing me. I wasn't some kind of human plaything. All this seemed pretty unreal. It was like something out of those romance novels that Naomi sometimes reads. I wish I could have went back to sleep and forgotten all about this. Maybe I should have just called the police on them. Then I would never have landed myself in this situation.
Do you feel well enough to get out of bed?
I think so. Whoa.
Trust
Aww, that's
me. I won't let you
cute.
go.
I'm not sure about this.
I promise.
Okay, I trust you.
Good.
I was speechless. He was carrying me as if I weighed nothing. He was so strong.
Thank you.
I forgot he read minds. Oh, yeah, I forgot.
It's all right. I'm used to it.
I decided to close my mouth for the time being so I wouldn't weird him out or make things more awkward than they already were. Well, he didn't seem to mind carrying me or listening to me talk, so at least things weren't too strange. Damien seemed very quiet and calm about everything, especially with the situation we were in. However, there was a sort of longing in his eyes when he looked at me that wasn't lustful. It was more of admiration. Once we reached the lobby, I decided that I felt well enough to walk on my own. As strong as he was, it was like he's carrying nothing. I didn't want to make him carry me everywhere. Yeah, that would be mortifying. Thank you for carrying me, but I think I can walk by myself now. Not saying that I didn't like it. I mean, I liked it. Not in a weird way, of course. Not like I get carried around all the time. What I'm trying to say is that it was really nice of you to do that. I started to fumble over my words again. Real smooth.
It's no problem. I'll be heading to the dining room then.
Alright, see you. He gently lowered me to the ground before he walked off quietly, disappearing into the shadows of the dark lobby.
Oh, hi!
Oh, it's Matthew. Suddenly, a boy who looked around my age, or possibly younger, bounced up to me. He looked vaguely familiar. Oh, wait. You're Matthew, right?
Mm-hmm, that's me. Are you feeling any better now? We were all worried when you suddenly passed out.
I'm fine.
Really? Your face is kind of red. Do you feel sick?
No, I'm fine. I'm sure of it. I must have been blushing when Damien was carrying me down the stairs. How embarrassing.
Well, if you say so. I hope Sam and Eric didn't make you upset.
It's okay. After all, I did hit Sam after what he did. And about Eric, I just wanted you guys to prove to me what you were saying. I suppose incubi are real then. I wondered how exactly I got myself into this mess. First my grandfather, then a fight with my father, blowing up at Lizette, and now this. I certainly had a knack for getting myself in sticky situations.
Oh, I have an idea.
He shoved his hands in his pockets with a cheery grin on his face.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Is he trying to do a magic trick?
Ta-da!
What is that? What is that? What is this exactly? He smiled as if to wave it off, but he opened his eyes and saw what he was holding. His face froze in shock.
Wait a second. What did I just make? This is...
What he produced from his sock was a creepy-looking doll.
Ah, what is that?
I'm not sure. What the? It makes noise. His face paled considerably and dropped it on the floor, scooting away from it frantically.
Get it away from me! I might be possessed by a demon or something!
You are a demon, Pookie! What do you expect? But isn't he a demon himself?
That's not what I wanted to make! I just wanted to surprise you with a stuffed animal or just something to cheer you up. That looks like it came straight out of a
He slumped his shoulders and looked down at his feet. Aw, it's okay. You don't have to look so dejected. I mean, it's certainly unique. I mean, as long as it doesn't try to kill me, I think I'll keep
But
it.
it looks so creepy.
It's the thought that counts, right? You wanted to cheer me up after all. I picked up the doll and looked at it closely. Sure, it looked pretty weird at first, but it could be cute if you looked at it from a certain angle. I gave him a small smile. Thanks.
You're welcome.
It's good to see you
It's good to see you
smile.
smiling, even though the thing I made still kind of creeps me out. Anyway, you should come with me to the dining room. We're almost finished with the food, and, well, I don't mean to brag, but we're pretty decent chefs.
Ayo! Something smells good. My stomach rumbled in agreement. I was starving.
Oh, the girl's awake.
Screw you, Sam! Excuse you, I have a name, you know.
Should we really care?
Sam, I will roast that tongue for dinner if it doesn't stop flapping in that idiotic mouth of yours.
James. James is Pookie.
Whatever.
James is life now.
I apologize for his attitude.
He's the oldest, probably. Oh, that's fine.
Good. I hope you'll enjoy the meal we prepared for you.
Meal? For a second, my mind didn't understand what James meant. Maybe it was the doll getting to my head and distracting me. Oh, that's right. Damon and Matthew mentioned they were making dinner as an apology. Oh, wait, you didn't have to.
We insist. Besides, it's quite impossible to undo our cooking, even if you command us to.
Alright, well, thank you. Matthew put down the last of the plates on the table and bowed a bit exaggerated to me, gesturing the table with a sweeping motion.
There we go. Dinner's all served.
The table was filled with various foods from an eclectic section of cuisines. One portion of the table was filled with elegantly plated Asian foods, another portion some yummy-looking desserts. And there was yet more and more plates that I could have possibly imagined. Whoa, that's a lot of food, and it looks all so good.
We hope you enjoy it, my son.
Eric, Wookie! What, sweet meat?
That's enough, Eric.
You're no fun, James.
I don't need to be fun, Eric. Miss, please follow me.
I didn't know what came over me, whether it was his politeness or maybe his power, but I couldn't help but take his arm. I like them both. James seemed very kind and intelligent, but aside from that, there was something that set him apart from his brothers. Not to mention, he didn't really seem to hold much appreciation for them.
Miss, I have to ask, why do you live alone?
Oh well, it's kind of a long story.
I'm all ears if you wish to tell.
I trust James. To put it briefly, I just moved here today.
That explains the luggage you brought in when you came through the front doors. By the way, we put your belongings in the room you were sleeping in. That seems to be the master bedroom, I believe.
Thanks, this house is really big. I don't think I've even explored the entirety of the estate when I was a child.
You lived here before?
Truth be told, this is my grandfather's house. I used to visit him all the time when I was younger.
May I ask why you now live in your grandfather's house?
He actually passed away yesterday. It was bequeathed to me in his will, and I was sent to live here whether I liked it or not.
My condolences. It seems like you don't like the idea of living here.
It's not that I don't like this house, or that I don't have fond memories of being here. It's just the implications that come with staying at this estate. It's kind of complicated to explain.
How do you feel about it?
I certainly wasn't expecting that question, but in a good way, it was different from what I had heard the entire day at school. I appreciated the fact that he was willing to listen. I feel angry, sad, scared, and confused. It's hard picking out the different emotions I'm feeling right now. I wish I was stronger.
You don't have to be strong.
What do you mean?
I understand that you're going through a difficult time, so it's okay to feel those emotions. You don't have to be strong at all.
Thank you.
Are you alright? There seems to be a small bruise on your cheek.
He caught me off guard with that comment. I thought no one would have noticed something as small as that. Oh no, he gonna find out about our father hitting us. He stopped and leaned in close, a bit too close for comfort, or maybe it was just me, inspecting my face. He was really quite tall, having to bend over so much just to look at me straight in the face. Ayo! It was hard to look at him, especially when he was so close. After a few seconds, he straightened up and began walking again.
Well, if you're having any problems, I'm always here to listen.
He knows somebody hit us, Pookies. That's really kind of you to offer that.
My pleasure. Here's your seat.
Let me get your chair for you, lovely lady.
Oh, Eric was very charming and his smile pulled at my heart. The way he kept flirting with me definitely designated him as the charmer of the demons, yet there was little distance in his eyes.
By the way, I apologize for my behavior earlier. Stealing your second kiss like that.
Huh? Oh yeah, when I didn't believe they were incubi. That's fine, I guess. I mean, you didn't just get up and grab a kiss for no reason.
I'm not as forward, unlike Sam. I won't lie, though. I enjoyed kissing you, feeling you melt in my arms.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god. I was torn between smacking him and trying to play it cool. Be cool. You are sure are quite the charmer.
Yes, I am known for that.
As much as I do appreciate the constant compliments, you don't have to keep talking to me like that.
Like what?
He batted his eyelids if he had no idea what I was talking about, and I couldn't help but laugh. Well, like you're trying to get into my pants half the time.
I can assure you, I'm just a lover of beautiful women.
Something tells me that there's more to it than that. Oh, I accidentally hit the wrong button. For a moment, he looked away, losing a bit of his smile. Before I could question it, though, he turned back to me with a new teasing smile.
Did you want there to be more?
I didn't want to hit him, but I didn't know how to react, so I couldn't look at him. He merely chuckled again in my ear.
Sorry. You just look so cute when you're blushing.
I felt my heat face up simply from his words. I then felt Eric take my hand and kiss it gently.
I hope you'll enjoy dinner, however, my dear.
Yeah! I love Eric. I drew my attention back to the dishes. I was both intrigued and slightly scared by the amount of food they made. Seeing my expression, Eric leaned forward and proudly smiled, gesturing all the dishes with dramatic sweep of his arm.
I made almost all of the dishes myself.
Yo, Eric! Eric is perfect wife material. Humorously enough, Matthew looked at him with a shocked expression as if he was betrayed. His face changed instantly to that of a frown.
And I'm the queen of the Nile.
What's that supposed to mean?
Me, you, and James did the work together, dummy.
Ha!
It's you, James, and I, Matthew.
Little boys will always make mistakes.
Yeah, I'm still siding with these two. Matthew looked at James in disbelief, probably siding with Eric. He annoyingly swiveled back to Eric to confront him.
I'm not a little boy. I'm barely a year younger than you.
Well, you certainly don't act like it.
He actually does not. I thought they were like totally two different ages. I really couldn't help but laugh. Matthew seemed very much like a kid. He was adorable. However, I couldn't feel like the way he was much more mature than the others. Especially Eric.
Huh? Is something funny?
No, it's nothing at all. Thank you for the meal, all of you.
Oh. You're welcome, miss.
Such a well-mannered young lady. Beautiful inside and out.
Eric, knock it off.
In agreeing with Matthew, Sam cocked his head and glared at Eric.
Seriously, you're getting really annoying with that suck-up act.
It was obvious Sam was the bad boy of the group. He had this big, tough act, and it was obvious he was physically stronger than the rest of the guys. There's more to him than that.
I'm just trying to be a gentleman. The young girl has already gone through so much. She deserves a good treatment.
There's a difference between being a gentleman and being an obnoxious flirt.
Schooled even by James. You're gonna need some cold water for that burn.
Damien!
By the way, I don't believe we caught your name even though you know each of us.
Ah, I'm Suki.
It's a pleasure to finally know your name.
Yeah, that's a nice name.
They were all comfortable around me despite the awkward situation we were in, as if it were natural for them to be around humans. I guess that was just how incubi worked. But I was still curious about one thing. Excuse me. All at once, they looked at me. I didn't know why, but having all of them look at me made me feel kind of important, like a queen or something.
What is it, miss?
Why are they looking at me? oh.
What is it, miss?
I wanted to thank you for the food, and I still want to know why you all came here. I feel like I don't quite understand. Understand, yeah, like being told by a bunch of incubi randomly appearing in your house was perfectly understandable.
Oh, how do we explain?
We were attacked. We came here to heal. What's so difficult to understand?
Now you're just being rude, Sam.
I'm just saying, how is that difficult to understand?
I'm gonna smack you again, Sam. No, I mean, what specifically happened?
Well, you see, we've been traveling around for quite some time now. Just recently we came into town, but we were jumped by this band of misfits. So, in order to escape and heal, we came here for shelter. Again, we apologize for the mess we made.
That's fine, I guess. You're all better now, right?
Yup, all thanks to you.
Huh? Me?
You see, beautiful, we feed on sexual energy. But we don't just get it from kissing lovely ladies such as yourself. We can simply touch someone's hand to obtain sexual energy. Everyone carries sexual energy, you know.
Why Eric saying it like that? I was still in shock about their powers. It wasn't just kisses that gave them power, it was anything physical. No wonder I was out for a while. These incubi intrigued me, but at the same time, I could almost hear a warning siren go off in my head.
Is there anything else you wish to know?
Well, what do you all plan to do now?
Yeah, what are we gonna do now, James?
That is a very good question. We just got here and surely we'll be hunted again if we leave.
We can take him easily.
Not without more training, Sam. The result of that was clearly evident in our last encounter with them.
At the moment, I didn't know what came over me, but I certainly felt sorry for them. They couldn't possibly survive out there. If they didn't know it was illegal to break into people's homes, probably didn't know a bunch of other stuff. They probably would cause chaos all over town. On the flip side, they would be taken in for questioning and be poked and prodded like lab frogs for research. That was even worse. But most of all, they reminded me of back then. I was standing alone. The entire classroom was filled with laughter and chatter, but I stood in the midst, quiet and alone. It was strange seeing the whole world pass in front of me with such vibrancy, all while I stood there. On the plus side, I wasn't engaging in any of the drama that might have arisen, like scribbling on someone's paper for revenge or kicking someone too hard. It was kind of nice just standing back and watching things pass and life go on. I had long before convinced myself that I preferred being alone. I had often said to myself in encouragement, yeah, I want to be alone. There's no one like better than myself, so I ought to spend more time with myself. There was a certain bitterness of that, coupled with being alone. It made me feel so sad. There was a difference between being alone and lonely. I just didn't realize it at the moment. And even after that moment, my father, my mother, there was no one to turn to. I was so lonely. That's when I decided on it right then. I was going to see my grandfather. I didn't care if my father wouldn't take me. I was going to walk my way over there and see what he had to say about it. I'd never seen him before that. What better time to see him then? If no one else was going to help me with what I was feeling, I might as well have turned to him. So after school, I decided to walk there. I had no idea how to get there, and I was armed with only a scrap of paper with the address scribbled on it. As a 7-year-old, I obviously had great ideas. I soon became lost, and like I always did when I felt lost, I just stood there on the sidewalk, back pressed against the wall, and eyes looking at the strangers passing by. And like always, people continued to pass by, and life continued to go on. I was sadder than ever. I'd ended up in a situation I was originally in. Nothing had changed. I thought that I was silly for even thinking I could change things from my own hands. That was until a voice brought me back to reality.
Hun, is that you?
I looked up and saw an unfamiliar face, but it was obviously whoever was talking to me knew who I was. And for that moment, things began to change. Life began moving its rusty joints, and I realized things were moving along. Suddenly, I became a part of the crowd that moved like a blur past me. I was no longer someone who stood still and watched others hurry past me. Life had changed. I had changed. The very person who found me that day was my grandfather. I had the opportunity to help them, though, would I? I wanted to, but I wasn't sure if that was the best idea. After all, 5 demons in my house wasn't exactly the living arrangement that I imagined when I first moved in. There was a matter of making sure no one found out about their powers. Thinking about it, them lab rats made my stomach queasy. And if they passed for humans, how would I explain having guys living in my house? Imagine if my friends came over. They would practically think I was part of some harem or something. Oh god, imagine if my parents came over. I think my mom would faint. Who knows what my dad would do? I think he would have them arrested on the spot. Ugh, this was hard. Maybe I should have written out a pros and cons list before actually having to make the decision.
Don't worry too much about it. You have plenty of time to decide. Besides, you should do what makes you happy as well.
It's strange that I happen to remember what my grandfather had said to me when I was little, but it did kind of make sense. There was in the same exact situation I was in before, but I did want to help them out. I think it would ease my conscience, also make me a bit happy to give them help, as weird as it sounded. Closing my hands and fists, I strengthened my resolve to speak up. Well, you could.
What was that, lovely lady?
That is,
Spit it out already.
you could stay with me here if you like. As soon as I finished my sentence, the room became still. I'm not sure what went through their heads for my words. The silence in the air cut like a knife until I finally spoke up once more. It seems all you can need a place to stay, and well, I just moved into this giant house, so it seemed like it made sense. It was still quiet in the room. I decided to keep talking. If you'd like to stay here, though, there are 2 things I need all of you to follow.
Yes?
First of all, you can't use your powers or deliberately do something that might harm me or any guest that comes over. Well, save for enemies, but you get the drift.
That sounds reasonable.
Second, you have to help me with any errands around the house. This place is kind of big, so yeah.
That is a generous offer, miss. Are you sure that would be okay? We don't wish to burden you any more than we already have.
Yes, James. It's alright, really. I mean, I just started living here myself, so I would appreciate some help around the house.
A wonderful idea. We'll live here and train while helping you with the house. Servants for the lovely princess.
God, I love Eric.
What? Are you serious?
Shh, be quiet, Sam. I haven't slept in a bed for days.
They all seemed to like the idea except for Sam, and hey, I didn't really hate the idea either, even if they were incubi. It would be interesting to have 5 guys help me with the care of the house, given they would follow the rules I had just laid down.
Grr, fine, but we're not staying here forever. Only until we can beat up that group of punks.
I think that is a reasonable time limit for our stay.
Yes, this is awesome.
Also beautiful, if you need a bedfellow.
Ah! Shut up, Eric. Go away. Shoot.
Eric, knock it off.
I was happy. Start of something new. Prologue completed. I was happy they agreed. Maybe it was because I wasn't going to be lonely for a while. Maybe it was because they all needed help, and my want to help people was fulfilled. I could never be sure.
So what are we waiting for? Let's celebrate and dig in.
Finally, I'm starving.
Instantly, Matthew and Sam began to stuff themselves with the food on the table. I noticed James's eyes twitch in irritation, so I stifled my incoming laugh.
Really, you two? You're both acting like pigs.
Oh, let them have a little freedom, James. It's not like we've eaten recently either. I'm sure they've been starving.
Still, that's no excuse for stuffing their faces like backyard swine.
I almost couldn't hold it in. Looked back at Damien, who had been silent the whole time. He's leaning against the far wall, moving his lips almost silently in the empty space beside him. Out of curiosity, I looked the same way, though I found nothing there.
It's nothing.
I looked back to see Damien looking at me with normal blank face. I couldn't help but stare back, feeling the red tint of embarrassment spreading across my face. As I stared, Damien gave me a small smile and closed his eyes, returning to his thoughts. Eventually, we all ate dinner together. It was strange eating with just guys, but they were enjoyable to be around. They made me feel like a part of their family as we ate together. However, our peace was soon disturbed. It's my mom. Excuse me. Hello?
Hey, honey, how are you? I'm sorry I didn't get to see you off.
Hi, Mom. Everything's fine. I'm actually eating dinner right now.
Oh, good, good. So there was food there. Well, your father wanted me to call and talk to you about having a house party tomorrow night to celebrate the new house and all.
A house party tomorrow night? So soon?
Your father insists. You know how he is with events.
I knew exactly what she meant. He didn't like long, relaxing periods between important events. It was slightly messed up. I was expecting to act on the drop of a dime, from moving immediately to the day after a funeral to my grandfather's house to now organizing a party. I know, well, since I don't exactly have you two in here to help me arrange it, I'm going to need some time to prepare things.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, Suzu and Naomi can help. I have work, and you know how your father is.
I know, I have to do it myself. He won't help.
I'm sure it'll be amazing, honey. I have faith in you.
Thanks, Mom.
All right, I gotta go. I love you, sweetie.
Love you too, Mom. Great, now how am I gonna do this?
Is something wrong?
She has to organize a house party for her parents.
Mind reading. Yeah, I gotta do it soon or my parents will be really disappointed. I'll have to stay up and organize everything tonight.
Hey, why don't we help you? That's what we're here for, right?
I don't see why not.
I can name a few reasons why we shouldn't.
Screw you, Sam! Shut up!
Sam?
Back off.
We'll take care of everything, miss. Just leave everything to us.
Yay, James! Brownie points for you! That was surprising. I didn't think the boys would offer to help me right off the bat. I couldn't help but smile. I was actually rather thankful that now that I let them stay. Now I didn't have to do everything alone. As I kept thinking about it, I couldn't help but yawn.
Feeling a little tired over there, princess?
Yeah, it's been a long day. At least tomorrow's the weekend so I can sleep in. Then it hit me. Wait, where are y'all gonna sleep?
We found some guest rooms on the opposite end of the house from the master bedroom. I'm sure those will do just fine.
Oh, got it. Alright then. I'm heading to my room to study and sleep. I guess I'll see you all tomorrow.
Have a good night.
I will. You too. With that, I left the dining room and went to my room.
Eric, no.
What? I wasn't going to do anything.
Yes, he was.
As soon as I got into my room, a wave of exhaustion hit me. Why am I so tired all of a sudden? I just woke up from that nap. I dragged myself to my bed, and hauled up one of my bags. I opened it and grabbed my economics book, knowing no matter how tired I was, I had to study at least a page or two before sleeping at last. The words on the page scrambled in my brain as I read through them, but after 2 or 3 tries, I managed to understand what the page was about. Equations, ugh. I finally decided to change my PJs and head to bed. Today had been a long day and I needed the rest. Hopefully tomorrow will be better. 3 days of surprises in a row would kill me. With that thought in mind, I drifted to sleep, embracing the darkness of slumber.
You fucking pretty boys think you're all that, huh? Well, save that to the end of my pistol!
Huh? What's going on? Coming with my body, I felt like I was tied up, but I couldn't see anything beyond the darkness that surrounded me. Yet I could hear the sounds of a heated argument coming at me from all directions.
One move and she gets it!
Let her go!
Matthew?
Come on, chicken shit. Fight us like a real man.
Like you scare me, Sam! Come on! Take one step, I dare ya.
Why can't I see?
Stay away from her, Malix!
No, shit.
I've got you.
And what are you gonna...
Stay away from her, Malix!
Huh?
I've got you. Don't worry.
And what are you gonna do?
Stay away from her,
And what are you gonna do, nerd boy?
Suddenly I felt myself pulled up to one side, an arm wrapped around my body protectively.
I've got you. Don't worry.
Ah, I love Eric. Huh? Eric? As I sat in the dining place, I felt the world around me once again settle into a low, peaceful hum. The hostility of the dream before me had faded into black as the arms around me rocked me comfortingly. Slowly, my eyes fluttered open. I looked at the person holding me. Damien? I stared in the eyes of Damien. His face was painted with worry and concern. I knew he must have seen my dream.
It's 9 a.m. James and I were making breakfast.
Why is my thing double clicking? I don't like this. Hold on.
Is everything alright?
No, not... It's 9 a.m. James and I were making breakfast when I... well...
You can't control your mind reading?
No, not yet at least. I hope to learn eventually, though.
Is everything alright?
Yeah, I'm alright.
That's good. I'm assuming you had a nightmare.
Yeah, I'm sorry for disturbing you both.
You didn't disturb us, miss. Besides,
Well, James!
before anything.
James is spooky. Oh, thank you.
Now, why don't you come downstairs with us and have some breakfast? I'm sure some nice food will take your mind off of what you dreamt of.
It was embarrassing to be the damsel in distress once again, but I felt rather happy as James and Damien were concerned for me, despite only knowing me for a short time. I wasn't sure if it was just courtesy or if they knew, or if they were genuinely concerned. I couldn't exactly read their minds. Alright. The two boys led me back to the dining room, where the smell of bacon and eggs danced in the air. The smell wafted from the kitchen and made its way into the room, making my stomach growl in need. Breakfast smells good.
We should be done with breakfast soon. If you want to sit down at the table, you can.
I nodded before sitting down. As I sat down, however, my mind drifted back to the dream I had. The feeling of hostility around me made my body shudder instinctively, even though I knew it wasn't real. However, as my eyes closed, I felt a hand place itself on top of my head, breaking me out of my thoughts. Huh?
Morning. You alright?
I want to hit you, Sam, but you're actually being nice. I have conflicting feelings. Yeah, I'm fine. Sam, the owner of the hand on my head, raised an eyebrow at me before rustling my hair and moving away to sit at... He rustled my hair! He then barked towards the kitchen where James was working.
Hey! Is the food done yet? I'm starving!
There's no need to yell, Sam!
You're yelling too!
Don't argue with me!
Oh my god, I bet they were so funny growing up. From behind me, Eric appeared and sat beside me, rubbing his temples in obvious annoyance.
Can we not yell this early in the morning? It's not like we're in the castle.
Castle? For some reason, when I heard the word castle, I couldn't help but yell in surprise. These guys had a castle? Sam looked at me and smirked at my reaction.
Yeah, we have a castle back home. Our dining room's 10 times bigger than this room.
And wouldn't it be logical to not yell?
Whatever.
Soon, James and Damien appeared. Hands full of plates that carried bacon, eggs, toast, and waffles. They placed the plates down by each seat before seating themselves.
My favorite.
Finally.
Thank you for breakfast. It looks amazing.
It's our pleasure.
Oh my god! James is just the best. All of a sudden, my phone began to ring, ushering me to pull it from my pocket and answer. Hello?
Hey, good morning. Guess who's at your door right now?
Right on cue, there was a knock from the door, My heart stopped. Suzu and Naomi were here.
I'll get it.
My heart quickly began to pound in my chest. Matthew was in the lobby and he'd get the door first. I instantly jumped up my chair and rushed out of the dining room. As I passed the archway between the dining room, I saw Matthew reach his hand for the brass door handle, causing the world to go in slow motion. Matthew, don't. Before my words could reach his ears, Matthew opened the door and revealed the surprised faces of Naomi, Suzu. The world around me stopped. Suzu and Naomi kept their eyes on Matthew, who merely stared back in fear and embarrassment. I could feel the air go from warm to freezing in a matter of seconds. Naomi. Oh my god! Hi? I could not believe this was happening. How was I going to explain this? Week was already bad enough. To make matters worse, I was frozen in place. Please, for God's sake, someone do something other than stand there.
Who are you?
Suzu, let me explain.
What's going on here?
Who's at the door, Matthew?
Soon the other Ikibai appeared in the lobby with us. This situation was not getting pretty fast. I had to think something fast. I can't say they're my brothers because they don't look like me. They don't look like anything like each other. They're visitors.
Then why did one of them open the door?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
Then
maybe they're my brothers.
Then why did one of them open the door?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
There's no use. There was no time to lie to them. I felt helpless. Then a hand on my shoulder, felt the tension of my body almost fade away.
We must apologize, ladies. We know this situation must be confusing for everyone. Let's take this to the dining room and we'll explain everything.
But no, I was led in the dining room along with Suzu and Naomi and sat across their confused gazes. As Naomi Suzu sat out and placed their untouched plates of food in front of them, surprising their guests.
Whoa, this looks amazing!
Thank you!
Our pleasure, ladies. We hope you enjoy your meal.
Make sure you dig in!
I looked into Naomi's skin to eat, visibly enjoying every bite as they placed in their mouth. Hopefully the food would ease their minds for whatever Jane was about to reveal. The other boys stood behind my chair, making me grow more red in the face.
So, Anderson, are you gonna tell us what's going on?
Well, you see,
We are Miss Anderson's house servants. We were hired by her late grandfather to help around the mansion, but since he has passed, we now assist Miss Anderson with living on her own.
That makes sense. It's such a huge house.
That is such a smart idea.
A huge house for a wonderful princess such as Miss Anderson deserves the greatest of servants to
Eric! Eric is Pookie.
But why are you all dressed so casually and stuff? Aren't servants supposed to have uniforms or whatever?
Well, Miss Anderson allows us to get comfy while we work, so she lets us wear casual clothes.
Yeah, something like that.
Screw you, Sam! Shut up!
We're sorry if we made this situation awkward earlier.
We're very sure that Miss Anderson is also still getting used to having us as her servants. It would be very hard to explain after just a day.
I guess.
So, if I may ask, what brings you two ladies here?
Shut up, Eric!
Well, we wanted to see how our friend was doing. Since it's the weekend and all, usually we hang out and just chill.
Yeah, like going to the arcade and stuff.
Or the Pink Lady Cafe.
There's an arcade?
That makes a lot of sense, ladies. Well, we don't wish to disturb you any further than we have, so we'll take our leave and start preparing the house.
Huh? Preparing for what?
We gotta prep the house for some sort of housewarming party thing.
Our princess's parents requested a housewarming party to be held here soon.
And by soon they mean tonight.
Oh, well, I guess we can help out or something. Right, Naomi?
I thought you wanted to go to the arcade.
This housewarming thing is more important.
No need. We can handle it. If you'd you'd like to, miss, you can go out with your friends while we handle things here.
Seriously?
Shut up, Sam.
Sam, not now.
Well, I wanted to help out, but at the same time, I wanted to go out with my friends. James gave me a look of understanding, letting me know if I left, everything would be okay. I had to make a decision.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I trust these guys to be able to work everything out.
Thank you for trusting us, miss.
We'll have everything done for you by the time you return home.
Alright, we'll wait here while you go get your things.
I was strangely relieved to know that everything was going to be okay while I was gone from the house. I trusted the guys enough to do everything they could for this house party, so my mind focused on itself on hanging out with my friends. Eventually, I was out the door, walking towards Naomi's car with Naomi and Suzu. Suzu grabbed the entire back seat as I took the passenger side. Naomi started the car and drove off towards the city. It was nice driving out with my friends. After all that happened, it was good to just go out and forget my troubles.
Well, since we got you out of the house, we might as well go to the mall and walk around a bit. We did just eat breakfast after all.
Yeah, that was a good meal, though.
Could have had more flavor, in my opinion.
Suzu, you eat chili peppers when you're bored. Everything you eat always needs more flavor.
You never eat spicy things, Anderson. You don't know how it feels.
I had it for lunch 2 days ago, though.
That's nothing.
Anyways, after the mall, what do you want to do? We could go to the Pink Lady Cafe and chill out with Kay. I'm sure she'd love the company.
But we have to stop by the arcade. They have this new game out called Orion. You get to control this guy named Isaku, and you're part of the rebel forces, and you get to shoot things, and there's robots, and...
Sheesh, we get it, Suzu, we get it. We'll go to the arcade.
Which went first, though? I knew how popular Kay is. She'll be swamped with customers later in the day.
I'd rather go in the late afternoon. She has better options during the last hour of the cafe.
So basically after the arcade?
You figured me out so quickly, Patterson.
What did I tell you about using my last name?
Well, let it go. I want to go to the cafe first. We hit the mall and walked around a bit as we planned before driving over to the Pink Lady Cafe. It was a small home-style cafe with lots of pink. And when I say a lot of pink, I mean a lot of pink. The cafe was crowded, but we definitely caught Kay's attention as we walked in.
Hey girls, hey! Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see you! Have a seat, I'll be with you in a minute, okay?
And there she is, as busy as usual.
Told you we should have gone to the arcade first.
Naomi glared at Suzu before leading us to a table to sit down. Suzu sat across from me as Naomi sat to my side. After a couple of seconds of settling into our seats, Kay slid in an empty fourth seat with a smile.
So, how's everything been?
Crazy.
Life's always crazy with you. But I can tell Suzu's not happy to be here. That kind of breaks my heart, you know.
Suzu smirked and gently punched Kay in the shoulder, making Kay laugh. Naomi and I chuckled at the sight. Kay and Suzu were like sisters, wild and crazy. However, Kay didn't have any known relatives, so it was always nice to see her connect with Suzu.
How about you, Naomi? Have you figured out your problems?
No, and now's not the time to talk about them, Kay.
Naomi keeping secrets from us? That's a first.
She holds more than secrets, I'll tell you that much.
You guys!
Don't worry about it, Naomi. You can tell us on your own time. Naomi stared at me briefly before smiling in relief and happiness.
Thanks.
Kay giggled as Suzu rolled her eyes and groaned. Eventually, the four of us just started to chat and talk about random events that happened to us. I decided not to speak of the boys and just focus on school. Truly, though, it was relaxing to feel somewhat human again without thinking about incubi or anything of the sort. Simple young adult problems that were already enough for me to handle. We eventually lost track of the time and wound up staying longer than we expected, making us unable to stop at the arcade before going home to dress for the housewarming party. Kay, as much as she wanted to come, had other plans, but wished us the best. The hour of the house party had arrived. In my mind, I kept double and triple checking the essentials for the party. Knowing my dad, he invited his business partners and the executives of the Anderson Company to show me off. I stood in front of my mirror in the room, staring at my form And a million thoughts ran through my mind. It was just a housewarming party, but at the same time it wasn't. It was my chance to show my dad I was better than his expectations. It was a chance to see for me to see my parents as a woman. It was my test to see if I was really ready to live on my own. Well, not truly alone. I had the incubi to thank, but even so, I didn't have my dad guiding me or my mom helping me through living alone. As a knock at my door broke my thoughts, surprising me. Who is it?
Hey, are you okay in there? Your parents should be here soon, so you should hurry getting ready.
Well, I'm ready, but...
But what? I'm sure you look fine, Anderson. Just come on out.
Alright. What?
Dude, you look hot.
Yeah, you look amazing. Where did you get that dress?
I had it for a while, I just never had the chance to wear it. I figured I might as well bring it out now. Oh my god, they're all in tuxes! Ayo! Awooga! I stepped out of my room and closed my door behind me. As I walked down the hall to the grand lobby, the incubi stood waiting for me at the bottom, all dressed to the nines as proper servants. Sam's like, I don't want to be here. I love these two. Why don't you have color on you? You kind of look bland, Damien. At least Matthew got some blue on him.
Whoa, they really know how to dress well, don't they?
Yeah. I was slightly taken aback by how great the boys looked in uniform. Each had the poise of a perfect gentleman, even Sam. I slowly began to climb down the stairs with Suzu and Naomi behind me. The boys watched as I descended the staircase one at a time, like knights waiting for their princess. I felt my face slightly flushed, but I quickly shook my head to try and regain my thoughts. As I reached the last step, James offered his hand out to me and walked me down the final step, smiling.
As beautiful as a princess.
Thank you.
So, are you prepared for tonight?
I don't feel confident at all. Something about tonight frightened me. I couldn't tell if it was fear of my dad or the guests that Dad surely invited, but something about tonight's party left me beyond nervous. Another boy smiled assuringly at me, which made me feel a little better about everything. I looked at my phone and marked the time. Almost right on the cue, the doorbell rang. I gulped. I could practically feel my dad's aura from behind the door. Sam and Eric quickly rushed to the door and opened the double doors wide to reveal my parents, both dressed in their best. Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad.
Oh my, I didn't know your bequeathment came with servants.
It was probably overlooked. Besides, who would deny good service?
I was completely shocked. My parents didn't question the boys. They didn't ask for verification or anything. I looked at the boys and noticed Sam and Eric staring intently at my parents. Were they using their powers on them? They had to be. There was no way they'd be okay with this otherwise.
I guess the servants counted as belongings to the house.
Mother quickly rushed me and gave me a large hug. I hugged her back, inhaling her perfume. It had only been a couple of days, but living away from the ones who raised me was hard. My mother soon let me go and looked at my outfit.
Gorgeous. You look so lovely. David, look at your daughter and tell her I'm right.
I looked at my dad, who was looking around the lobby like an inspector. I stood my ground, waiting for him to look at me. When he did, he let out a small smile and graced his lips.
Your mother's right. You look like you're all grown up.
The world around me stopped and my heart pounded hard in my chest. Did my dad just compliment me on his own accord? My mother was grinning ear to ear at his words. I was beyond speechless. Thank you, Daddy. However, his cold face quickly returned as he began to look around once again.
I assume that you're ready, then, to impress the rest of the guests, correct?
What do you mean?
The entire board from Anderson Toys is coming tonight. Even the vice chairman's son will be coming. All of them will be measuring your potential.
My potential?
To become CEO of the company.
God! Shut up, Dad. I don't want to become the CEO. I knew it. Something was off about tonight, and now this party had become much more than I anticipated. I gulped silently. I nodded in response. I looked at the incubi. They were continuing to be servants for my father's reputable. I looked behind me and saw Naomi and Suzu raise their thumbs in encouragement. I let out a small breath before feeling my body accept the situation. I felt a weight in my gut, but I had to hide it. As if time zoomed forward, all of a sudden, the main hall of the lobby is full of guests. Men and women in formal or business attire showed up to meet me and see my new home. I didn't expect many to come, but I was once again surprised that night. I shook hands with many officials and executive members, putting on the professional face as my dad trained me to have. I felt overwhelmed, but I hid it well behind a small smile and a handshake. Many even asked me questions. I tried my best to reply as maturely as possible. I had to remember, say what they want to hear, not what you want to say.
So, how do you feel living on your own at such a young age?
I'm so sorry about your grandfather passing away. It really hit all of us hard.
Do you have college plans?
I feel like the questions came up one after another. It was tough to answer some of them because they weren't about me. They were about the company.
What do you think will happen with the company now that your grandfather has passed?
What do you think of the philanthropic policy the company has?
Do you think the company should expand from just toys?
I just quest back to being myself. Naomi and Susie were mingling in the crowds, and the incubi were doing their job, so I was alone in the room full of... That was hard! I was never to think bad, but at least I wasn't being questioned left and right anymore. Suddenly, though, my mom pushed her way through the crowd to me, bringing along someone I don't know.
Honey, I'd like to introduce you to someone. This kind gentleman is the son of the vice chairman.
Nah. Go away, shoo. He bowed his head on his hand, silently asking for my hand.
Hi, I'm Andrew Lewis. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Anderson.
I don't want your hand, you bum! Andrew, slightly taken aback, but gently smiled and lowered his hand with a nod in return. My mother smiled at both of us, which made me slightly concerned. Why was she excited to introduce me to Andrew? She wants to hook us up.
You organized this party very well, Miss Anderson.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Praise is very much deserved. I'm sorry if I seem a little forward. I've just been excited to meet Harold Anderson's granddaughter.
Huh? Why?
He used to talk about you all the time in the office on how you helped him refine his toys. I only attended meetings and heard all of the stories. You've helped a lot with the success of the company without having to actually work there.
Oh wow, I didn't know he talked about me. That would explain everyone's fascination with me and their rather personal questions. I looked at Andrew, who had a kind face to me. Something about him seemed off, and I didn't know what it was. He seemed to be hiding something. Whether it was good or bad, I was not able to find out. I felt someone walk up beside me, causing me to turn to them. Next to me was my dad, giving him a cold stare to Andrew, who suddenly became tense.
So, you're Jared's son.
Andrew's body twitched slightly. Whether it was fear or insult, Andrew locked eyes with my father. I couldn't help but feel the tension between them. It irked me how fragile the air had become, enough to break at the wrong word.
You're the one who wants to be the next CEO of the Anderson Company.
Well...
I stared at Andrew. This guy wanted to take my grandfather's place as CEO. I thought the vice chairman wanted the position.
David, leave the poor boy alone.
I'm merely testing the boy's conversational skills. Nothing wrong with that.
Of course not, sir.
And polite as well. Interesting.
If you'll excuse me.
Quickly, Andrew retreated away from my family into the crowd of people. I don't want to follow him. I watched him disappear in the crowd towards the back of the house. I was worried, but I gave him his space. He obviously needed it.
He's not CEO material.
That's because you practically interrogated the young man.
A little questioning shouldn't have bothered him. He's obviously not ready for any title in our company.
I bit my tongue. I didn't want to make a scene with my dad. One wrong word and he lectured me in front of everyone. That was not something I wanted at my housewarming party. I let outside before looking at the clock. It was getting close to midnight, meaning that the party was going to end soon. I lowered my gaze out of the window and saw a limo pull up. Huh? Whose limo is that?
Oh, that must be Lewis's car.
I'll go get him. Stay with your father so you can escort your guests out together.
Yes, Mom. My mother left my dad and me to slowly escort the guests out. My dad held his simple smile as he thanked each person for coming. I did the same. Andrew quickly passed the doors before I could speak. Eventually, only Suzu, Naomi, and my parents and the incubi were left. My dad looked at me in slight disappointment. I looked back at him in confusion. What did I do?
I overheard your conversation with our guests. You were stumbling as much as Lewis did.
But
I don't want to hear excuses. I expect that you'll work on your speaking skills while you remain living here.
Yes, sir.
All right. Your mother and I have to leave. I'm sure Naomi and Suzu need to leave as well. Just because it's Saturday doesn't mean you should stay up all night.
Oh, right.
Thanks for having us. It was a great party.
We'll come visit tomorrow or something. All right?
Right, see ya.
Good night, sweetie. Come visit us soon.
Will do. All four of the remaining guests left the building, all but my dad waved back to me. With the last of the guests gone, I sighed and sat on the staircase, exhausted. Phew, that was tiring.
It's not like you had to do any work, though.
Give her a break, man. She was getting interrogated left and right.
She handled herself the best she could.
As expected, princess.
Since you're exhausted, why not head to bed? We can clean up.
Hush, Sam.
Are you guys sure?
Positive. It shouldn't take long.
Ho ho ho! It didn't take long to find you little shits after all.
I felt a hot shudder run down my spine. The voice from my dreams echoed through the air into my ears. I looked around, panicked alongside the incubi. James placed a hand on my shoulder, trying to remain calm.
Don't worry. No one will hurt you.
Are you sure? Are you really sure?
All of us shot our heads towards the doors, finally pinning down the direction of the voice. Doors quickly swung open, revealing a sight I would never have expected to see. Skin as red as blood, eyes black gold and pierced into mine, roughened up clothes and a pistol in his hand. I saw a monster. I covered my mouth to scream at the sight. Dried blood covered the bandana around his neck as he smirked at me and the boys around me. Beside the red-skinned man, a similar-looking woman in a matching thug-like clothes.
Oh, what's the matter, boys? You really didn't think I wouldn't find you, did you?
I hoped you would, you piece of...
All of a sudden, the man raised a gun at Sam's face, and as he pulled the trigger, we all gasped in shock, instantly expecting to see a bullet run through Sam's face, but...
What the fuck?
What?
It should have been a headshot. It ended with a loud but empty blank shot. Pistol echoed its empty shots. The man grew more and more pissed, pulling the trigger over and over in aggravation. Luckily for me, it became quiet after its first shot.
Why the fuck won't you work?
This place is protected.
What did you say, Shrimp?
This place has...
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
This place has a seal, protecting it from hellborn magic.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Ah!
The man growled and threw his gun at Sam. He was able to dodge it in time. The pistol bounced off the ground a couple of times before sliding further away, hitting the wall in a final stop. As it stopped moving, the gun faded into a black flame that disappeared into the air.
The previous owner had this place protected by magic, Malix.
Malix, that was his name. His existence resonated in my memory from the dream I had. However, I looked at Matthew in the same confusion as Malix did. Place is protected by magic?
It would seem that your grandfather had some sort of protective barrier around this house. From the looks of it, it only disables hellborn magic.
Face grew to that of extreme anger, face tightening as if he were crushing a stress ball.
What's stopping me from dragging your asses out and shooting you then?
Out of pure instinct, I stepped forward and placed myself between Malik and the boys. With no power, Malik wasn't going to fight. I took that chance to stand up to him instead of being powerless. I was in a dream.
Since when does a little stain like you give orders to a guy who can rip your pretty little head from your body?
Really don't think you do. If you kill me, you'd be hunted down by more than just the police.
You little...
I ducked underneath Malcolm's incoming hand. I stared at his hand in black flame tattoo in surprise. I took a couple steps back from Alex. Matthew and Damien stepped in front of me, guarding me from Malix with their arms.
A quick one. I'm liking you more and more.
Back off, Malix!
Don't start acting tough, you pathetic excuse of a demon. You need more protection than her.
Shut up!
Oh, did I make little Matthew cry? Why don't you just grow a pair?
Enough, Malix.
The woman who had been staring in silence the whole time planted a firm hand on Malik's shoulder. Malix looked back at her with a growl and a glare that could kill.
Since when did you get the guts to speak out of place?
We both know you've never controlled me. I want them dead just like you two. But now's not the time.
Fuck off! I know what I'm doing.
Do you? Even if you did fight them, there's 5 against 2. We never win.
Shut up!
Let's go, Malix! We're wasting our time!
The two growled at each other. If they could have used their magic, I could have sensed that fire that would glow underneath their teeth. Malik grunted and glared at the boys. He pointed at James, wanting so badly to use his fingers like a knife.
Just wait, pretty boys. We'll get you and fuck you up real good.
Then Malix turned to me and pointed his finger to point directly between my eyes.
Don't think you're safe. Step outside. I dare you.
With that, Malik and the woman walked out of the mansion. The doors closed behind them, leaving the boys and I alone once again. I fell to my knees, giving out from under me, forcing the boys to quickly turn to catch me.
Whoa, whoa! Are you alright?
Yeah, why was he here?
He's been closely tracking us. Our blood trail from the forest must have led him here.
Should have stopped him and finished it here.
For once, Matthew, I agree with you.
I stood up and rubbed my arms, feeling the goosebumps Malik left behind on me. I couldn't stop myself from shivering in fear of his words. Malik, was he a demon?
That son of a bitch is not a demon. He's a devil.
A devil? There's a difference?
Yes. Demons come from a different plane of existence called the Abyssal Planes. Devils, however, come from one of the 7 circles of a place humans know as hell. Despite us not being human, we are very different creatures.
We actually have brains, for one. Devils always like to cause trouble and try to kill or torture others for their own enjoyment. Demons, like us, know when to use our powers and when not to. We're not stupid.
Devils follow orders from higher-ups in their order, and their power only comes from their connection to hell. Demons all have free wills and don't rely on where they came from to use their powers.
This was also confusing. Demons and devils and magic existed, and I happened to land in the middle of it. What do we do?
You're safe. You've been protected as well.
What?
What Damien's saying is that the magic that protects this place also protects you.
Your grandfather must have cast it when you last saw him or something of that nature. We can sense its aura around your body.
I couldn't believe my ears. It was the 3rd day of surprises, and this one took the cake for being the most surprising. I felt my head spin once again. What did I get myself into?
Miss, please don't worry. We'll find a way to train ourselves and become stronger to finally finish this feud.
Kick his ass right now!
Until then, we'll protect you as much as we can. If Malix comes back, we'll be here for you.
Like we said, you have a protection spell on you. Even if Malix attacks you, he won't be able to use his magic on you. He'd be just like any other human you can fight back against.
Didn't you say you knew Taekwondo?
We probably don't. Well, yeah. I found some over these. I was mostly safe from Alex, so I could not help but feel nervous and apprehensive about the future. The boys were safe here to try and become stronger. What if Alex did the same? Even more so, I was lost how my grandfather knew about magic. I had to find out. At least I had time. Ooh, we unlocked the first set of bloopers. I went to bed that night feeling nervous. Despite the words of the incubi, I felt like a target to somebody I'd never be able to explain or prove. Magic? Devils? Demons? How did this hell happen? Should I really meddle with the situation? They only stayed until after they defeat Malix. They don't say after they meet Malix. After that, my life could go back to normal. Temporary insanity, as Kay would say. What would I want them to leave? If I go back to normal, then I'd have to care for the house all on my own. I get to focus on my life instead of being distracted by the boys. I'd have to. My life. Where was my life going anyway? I was under pressure from my parents when I was only my friends and the boys to comfort me. Without the boys, I'd have no way to hide from my responsibilities. Enough, let's just sleep and deal with it tomorrow when it comes. Just defeating my senses of thought, I forced myself to sleep, unsure of what tomorrow had planned for me. Hopefully, whatever the future had of me, I'd be ready for it.
I promise to be with you forever. You're so important to me.
Suzu and Naomi.
I swear I'll give my life to you.
James!
Please, let me love you.
Eric.
I'll be by your side, always.
Sam.
I can't imagine living without you.
Matthew.
I want to be with you.
Is that Damien? I think that's Damien.
I love you.
Sam! Sam said I love you. Are you? I slowly opened my eyes, letting the voices of my dream echo in my head and force me awake. I rubbed my eyes before sitting up and looking at my clock. 7 a.m. Why am I up so early? I fell back in the bed and closed my eyes, trying to get back to sleep. However, something kept me awake. Why? It's too early to even be alive. I gave up and sat up, staring at the fireplace across from my bed. A sigh escaped from between my lips before I threw my legs over the side of the bed. What to do at 7 a.m. in the morning? Okay, we are going to end this here. Is there a way to get to the menu? I don't think there's a way to get to menu. Oh wait, there it is. Yes. So it said we unlocked bloopers. Extras. Bloopers. House party bloopers.
This is Jonah, Michaela, did these lines. I'm Damien.
Look at these little bloopers.
Hold on.
Still, that's no excuse for stuffing their faces like barnyard... Like at the Barnyard Restaurant and Grill, where you can get the finest knuckles you've ever eaten. Oh my god, they're so good. Howdy shucks, y'all. Fuck.
Said, what are you laughing at? You dick. Shut up. We're not funny. We're hungry. Hungry for that vampire blood. Well, in this case, human. Central urges.
Well, we're glad that you made that.
We found some guest rooms on the opposite end of the house from the master bedroom. I'm sure those will do just fine.
If you know what I'm saying. I can't get this inflection. I can't speak English.
Why can't I speak English? Yeah.
Have a good night. Nah, I need water. Have a. I also need tea.
Come on, chicken shit. Fight us like a real man. Oh my god, I'm getting way too Dragon Ball Z up in here. Come on, chicken shit. Fight us like a real man. No. That we'll save that for Dragon Ball Absolute. Morning. You aight? You aight? You aight, son? Yo, I just picked up these cool no, I'm not even I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna make Sam into a gangster. Yo, what up, B-boy? My name is Sam, and I'm ready for some ham. Whoa! Can you pass that fucking ham, Pam? Cause I swear I'm ready to go. Bam! I don't know. I can't spit rhyme. Anyway.
Damn it, Sam! You've gotten so full of yourself.
You're gelling. You're gelling. That's right. Fucking. I don't know why. When I think of yelling, I think of yellow or jello. Jello. Why are you gelling?
Hello to you too.
Voice actor's best tool.
It's our pleasure.
Our princess's parents requested a housewarming party to be held here soon. I feel like Eric is getting more Tamaki as the story goes. Our princess's parents requested a housewarming party to be held here soon. Not quite. No? Okay.
Some good stuff in there, Michaela. Some good stuff.
Eric with the dining room. Oh, wait, that's narration. That's not my line. There's a line.
Well, we wanted to see how our friend was doing. Since it's the weekend and all, usually we just hang out and... Well, we wanted to see how our friend... Well, we wanted to see...
Oh. Oh, look! Wait, oh, that's totally the wrong line. What the... Sorry.
I'm going to make a batch of strawberry... Our pronunciation.
This isn't supposed to be fun, okay? It's actually supposed to be where I can see the damn line so I can read it to you, but I can't because the goddamn fucking line goes to the next page.
The entire board from Anderson Toys is coming tonight. Even the vice chairman says... to become CEO. CEO. CEO of the company. I don't want to hear it. Do not become friendly with him. He is an asshole.
I hoped you would, you piece of spaghetti. I can't wait to just slurp you up. Yummy. Fucking no.
Should have stopped him and finished him here. Finished it here. Oh my god, I can't read. Come on!
You can't read!
Despite us not being human, we are very different creatures.
The dude who voices James was in My Hero Academia. Randomly.
Devils follow orders from higher-ups in their order, and their power only comes from their connection to hell. Demons all have free will and don't require...
Oh my god, he was in a vampire one.
Fuck!
Devils, however, come from one of the 7 circles of a place humans know as hell. I think I stepped over myself.
Oh, excuse me. That was attractive, huh?
Okay. Alright, that's it for house party. Yeah!
And I'm good. I did it. I did your lines. I hope you enjoy, and if you don't, well, I hate you. I hate you so much. But no, seriously, if you need any redos, let me know.
I believe that was my last line. Okay. I hope that all worked out for you. Let me know if you want me to redo anything. Bye!
Okay, bye!
Jonah, Michaela, did these lines. Damien. Probably should go get a green apple. Hold on.
Still, that's no...
It just replayed. Okay. Wrong button. There's another blooper that we have to watch. Oh wait, we haven't unlocked this one yet. Okay. Okay, so I'm ending this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed the little blooper and watching this. And tune in next week for the next episode. Thank you.